welcome. In this video, we continue looking at trading call options. In the last video, we looked at an example of a trader buying a 1950 call option on SLV, the silver ETF. The 1950 strike was not the trader's only choice for contracts to buy. Let's compare the 1950 strike to three other strikes that expire the same month. The 1850 strike locks in a buy price of $18.50 a share. If the price of SLV stays above $18.50, the trader can use his option to buy SLV for $18.50, sell it for the current price, and keep the difference. This option locks in the right to buy SLV for $18.50, and the cost for this option is $1.20 per share. Therefore, for the trade to be profitable, the price of SLV has to be not just above the $18.50 strike price, but above $19.70 to cover the $1.20 cost of the option. SLV is currently at $19.42 a share, so for this trade to be profitable, SLV needs to climb more than 28 cents before the option expires. The 1850 strike is locking in a preset buy price of $18.50, while the current price of SLV is $19.42. This option locks in the right to buy SLV 92 cents lower than the current price, meaning that this option is in the money. In other words, it has 92 cents worth of intrinsic value. The $19 strike costs 88 cents up front. This option locks in a preset buy price of $19 per share for an upfront cost of 88 cents a share. So the break-even point is $19.88. The $19 strike also locks in a buy price that is below the current price of SLV. So this option is also in the money, but not as deep in the money as the 1850 strike. In other words, the $19 strike has some intrinsic value, but the 1850 strike has more intrinsic value than the $19 strike. So comparing the two choices, the 1850 strike costs more up front than the $19 strike, but it also locks in a preset buy price that is 50 cents a share lower. The $19 strike costs less, but SLV has to move farther for the $19 strike to be profitable than it has to move for the 1850 strike to be profitable. The 1950 strike locks in a preset buy price of $19.50 a share for a cost of 62 cents a share up front. Because the 1950 strike locks in a preset buy price that is above the current price of SLV, this option is out of the money. In other words, it has no intrinsic value. The value of this option comes only from the fact that the price of SLV moves around, in other words, the volatility, and the fact that there is time left for SLV to possibly move above 1950. A preset buy price of 1950 with an upfront cost of 62 cents means that for the trade to be profitable, the price of SLV must rise above 2012 before the option expires. The $20 strike locks in a preset buy price of $20 for an upfront cost of 43 cents a share. This option is further out of the money than the 1950 option. In other words, for this option to have intrinsic value, the price of SLV has to move 50 cents more than it does for the 1950 option to have intrinsic value. A preset buy price of $20 with an upfront cost of 43 cents means that SLV must climb to above $20.43 for the trade to be profitable. Looking at all four strikes, the 1850 strike has the highest upfront cost at $1.20 per share. Yet the price of SLV only needs to move 28 cents from its current price for this trade to be profitable. The $19 strike costs less than the 1850 strike, 88 cents for the $19 strike versus $1.20 for the 1850 strike. But SLV must move more for the trade to be profitable. The 1950 strike costs even less than the 19 or 1850 strike, but SLV has to move even more for the trade to be profitable. And the $20 strike costs the least, but SLV must move the most for the trade to be profitable. The cost of each option has two parts, the intrinsic value and the non-intrinsic value. When selecting an option to purchase or sell, it is important to consider both parts separately. At the time of making this video, SLV is currently $19.42 a share. Let's say the price of SLV did not move. Each day, as the options get closer to expiring, the intrinsic value of the options remain fixed, while the non-intrinsic part of the option loses value each day from time decay. As the contracts move to expiration, the non-intrinsic value of the option moves to zero, and the total value of the option becomes only the intrinsic value. Let's say the price of SOV remains at $19.42 and the options are about to expire. The 1850 $19 strikes still lock in the right to buy SOV for less than the current price, so they have some value. There is no more time left for the price of SOV to move, so the value becomes only the intrinsic value, which is the difference between the locked-in buy price, in other words the strike price, and the current price of SOV of $19.42 a share. Therefore, the 1850 strike has 92 cents of value, and the $19 strike has 42 cents of value. However, the 1950 and $20 strikes are above the current price, so these options have become worthless, as there is no time left for the price of SOV to climb above $19.50 or $20. So that's looking at 4 different strike prices that expire the same month. There is much to consider when choosing which option to purchase or sell, so we will continue in the next video by taking our first look at how options are priced. See you then.